Hello and welcome back to Process of Elimination. My name is Maybe Dennis, and last time we found out, Workaholic is dead. He has been electrocuted to death, and we tried to resuscitate him, but it didn't work. We also heard an explosion elsewhere near the elevator, so we went over and found that, oh my god, there is a giant bloody mess. And it seems after opening it, Renegade's, his body, not including his head, just falls over, and we're like, oh god, someone killed both of them, or something happened. We don't know. Everyone has an alibi, except for Renegade, who's now dead. And we kind of just investigate. We actually went to the upper floor and found that his head was there, as well as a bunch of explosive bands or something. So we think that maybe an explosion caused the door to open. I think at one point, Dolfo said that there was actually a message that was written on the elevator saying, pressing this will result in death, just to find out, yes, it was the death of Renegade. But yeah, we had the SRPG section. We kind of just went around getting evidence. I'm not 100% sure how this murder happened, but no one else really has a motive other than the two people not in our group, and now they're both dead. So I have no idea what happened. Well, I guess we'll get through this case, but now we're all reconvened here, and we're ready to solve the case. So let's hop into it. We reconvene in the ground floor lobby after completing our investigation.
こうしてようやく地上へ上がれたわけですけど、結局救助を呼ぶことは叶わないのですから意味がありませんわね。でも地上に上がってさえいれば救助船が近づいた際に通信可能だと思います。
I want to see the sky again. It's been so long. I want to breathe fresh air.
1週間以上も連絡が絶たれているのですから、いつ救助が来てもおかしくありません。
God, please, I hope.
地上に上がる。ただ、そうなると問題になるのは社畜さんたちが亡くなった事件を解決できていないことだね。もし万が一僕たちの中に犯人がいたら大変だ。救助が来るまでに真相を解き明かそう。
うん、そうだね。じゃあまずは今回の事件を一つ一つ整理していこうか。
I really can't fathom how it could be one of us unless someone was like, hey, I'm gonna use the bathroom for 20, 30 minutes. Yeah, it's an emergency. Bye. I don't really see how someone was able to do it.
一番の謎はやっぱり誰が下道ちゃんの首輪を起爆したのかということかしら。
In our investigation, we said that we found that there was an alternate method. We still don't know what that is. I hope someone tells us.
確か下道ちゃんの首輪の起爆には彼の探偵デバイスに3人以上からコマンドが必要なのよね。
下道探偵への殺意を胸に秘めていた人を仮にユダと呼ぶことにしましょう。起爆に必要なコマンドは3人分。社畜探偵は確実にコマンドを発信していたとして残りは2人分。社畜探偵以外にも2人のユダがいたということになりますね。
I know it's you, Judas.
少女はあまり考えたくない可能性に言及した。
Yeah, that would be really bad.
大丈夫だよ、文学さん。僕も最初はユダの存在を疑った。でも捜査を進めてみて、それが間違いだって気づいたんだ。僕らの中にはコマンドを発信した人はいない。下道は犯人の策略にはめられて首輪の隠された起爆条件を満たしてしまったんだよ。
Fulfilling the secret condition. What is it though?
隠された起爆条件？コマンドを発信する以外にどんな方法があったというの？
The rules were hidden on the broken USB. One of us should be able to explain it. So that'd be Techie. Just because he's a tech dude. Oh, this was another one where the trust level is relatively quick.
はい。施設内に落ちていた USB メモリの中に研究室の PC から持ち出された首輪の資料が入っていたんです。おそらく踏み砕いた人は USB メモリを処分できたと思ったんでしょうね。
Got him.
記録領域自体は意外と小さいから粉
Should have
々に
aimed for
砕
the
け
head.
た後でもデータは無事だったんです。
We're still good.
芸道探偵の首輪にはどんなルールがあったと言いますの？そのルールを生かすことで犯人は芸道探偵を殺したんですわよね。
はい。ルールを理解していた犯人は下道探偵が取るであろう行動を予想していたんだと思います。下道探偵を殺すためなら文字通り命を賭する覚悟があったんだ。
まさかその人って。
Wait, Posh. I need to read that again. So, the culprit understood these rules and predicted what steps Renegade would take. In order to kill Renegade, they were prepared to put their life at stake. So, there's only one person who would really want to do this, and it's Workaholic. It's not going to be Techie or Posh. That wouldn't really make much sense. I guess so? Yeah.
外道探偵を殺したのは社畜さんです。彼はこの事件において被害者であると同時に加害者でもあったんです。
Well, this is really weird. It feels like both of them killed each other with like a delayed effect. So it was draw.
彼は死ぬ間際にルールを生かして外道探偵の首輪を起爆したんです。
もったいぶるんじゃありませんわ。そのルールって何なんですの？
Yeah, I'm with Posh in this. It's like, why are you beating around the bush? Just tell us.
それは監視者に設定された探偵が外道探偵の所有する探偵デバイスから半径10メートル以内で死ぬとコマンドが発信されることです。
Wait. If a detective designated as an observer died within 10-meter radius, but he wasn't within a 10-meter radius, he was so far away. That would trigger a command issue. That means Workaholic was his observer, which also kind of makes sense since he was also his warden.
この監視者に設定された人には心臓の鼓動と連動するチップが埋め込まれていて、心肺停止状態に陥ると自動でコマンドが発信されるようです。
なんて恐ろしい話ですの？そもそも監視者とは一体？
それはわかりません。ですが、誰がその監視者であったかは状況から察することはできます。
10 meters though, that's
まず社畜さん。
way too small.
この事件の渦中の人物だから間違いありません。次に僕だ。これも社畜さんの今までの行動からまず間違いないでしょう。
ではあなたの体内にもチップとやらが？
ええ、おそらくは。僕はこの島で目覚めるまで数日間意識を失っていたから、その時に埋め込まれていたのかもしれません。
Wait, what evidence do we have that we were an observer? Is it just because Workaholic keeps telling us that we can do it? I mean, I guess I just don't really get this. I guess, you know, there is ample opportunity to install a chip inside us, giving us 5G, but still, like, how can we confirm that?
もしくは社畜さんが知っていたことを考えると、10年前の監禁事件の際に埋め込まれていたかですね。残り1人も。
それじゃあ残りの1人って？
理想探偵だよ。彼女は僕が初対面の外道探偵に襲われた時に首輪の起爆を脅しの材料に使っていたからね。
That does make sense. Wait, I need to verify this. So Workaholic knew, so it might have been implanted while I was captive 10 years ago. That's so weird. As an observer?
おそらく外道探偵は10メートル以内にいた。だから一人分のコマンドがすでに発信されていたんだ。
Oh, right. We were all running away together. Oh, huh.
つまり外道探偵は残り2人分のコマンドで死ぬ運命だったというわけですわね。
あれ、理想さんが死んだ時外道探偵とはかなり距離が離れていた気がするよ。それに理想さんが亡くなってからもう1週間くらい経っているのに、そのコマンドは残っていたのかな。
私が記憶する限り10メートル以内かどうかというところだったわね。ギリギリ届いたか、もしくは外道ちゃんの暴走を予期してコマンドを発信済みだったんじゃないかしら。
Yeah, that's fair.
探偵は今回みたいに首輪をはめた対象と一緒に閉じ込められる事態も十分に考えられる立場。一度発信さえしてしまえば消えないでしょうからね。
3 strikes and you're out.
起爆に必要なコマンドの数が3つで、監視者も3人。監視者全員の同意を得なければ起爆はできないわけですね。社畜探偵が無能探偵の説得をしつこく試みていたのも納得です。と、少女はこれまでの出来事を思い返しながら言った。
あれ、でも待って。死んだ時にコマンドが発信されるのは分かったけど、 おかしくないかな。理想さんと社畜さんが亡くなった時にコマンドが発信されたとしても、あと一人分足りなくない？
Yeah? Could that person be anyone, or does it have to be an observer?
足りないからこそ社畜さんは無能くんの説得を続けていたんだよね。
そこが謎だったんだ。でもその答えはすごくシンプルだった。実は通常時に発信するコマンドと心肺停止時に発信するコマンドは別扱い。
Okay.
つまり事前にコマンドを発信した状態で死ぬと一人で二人分を賄うことができるんだ。
I don't know how he could verify that, but it's not. The logic is there. It's saying that the three commands are Ideal's death, it is Workaholic's message, and then Workaholic's death. So that's 3.
どこにそんな情報が？社畜さんだって一言も言っていなかったじゃありませんの。
ええ、それこそが社畜さんの仕掛けた罠だったんです。きっと僕にしつこく迫っていたのも作戦の一つだったんだと思います。僕が交渉に乗らなければ起爆できない、そう思わせておいたからこそ外道探偵は油断していた。
Huh. In that case, I wonder if Workaholic's death was a suicide, because he said that he was willing to bring Renegade down even at the cost of his life. And I mean, we got evidence that like he got into a battle, but he was able to take a shower or wash himself afterwards. That doesn't really make sense.
自分の近くで社畜さんが死ぬと首輪が起爆するなんて思ってもいなかったでしょうね。
自分が外道探偵を殺せればよし、返り討ちにあったとしても自分が殺されれば相打ちには持っていける。社畜さんが命を懸けると言っていたのは決して誇張ではなかったということですわね。
社畜ちゃんは初めから死ぬつもりだったのかしら。
それは違うんじゃないかな。社畜さんは最後まで生きようとしていたのだと思う。
僕も同意見だよ。最初から死ぬ気なら地下牢でわざわざあんな事件を引き起こす必要はないからね。
Oh, that's also true. Because if he was going to kill Renegade even at the cost of his own life, then he could have done it at any time after Ideal died, because he would have one trigger and then he can automatically just do 2 of the triggers if he wanted to.
きっと社畜さんは万が一自分が死んだ時には相打ちにする覚悟で外道探偵との蹴りをつけるつもりだったんだと思う。
Yeah, that was essentially Workaholic's dead man switch. If he died, then something would happen.
ただ外道探偵にこのコマンドのルールを知られたら台無しだ。PC から USB メモリを使ってデータを抜き出すのでルールがバレないよう細工したんだろうね。
I thought that Renegade was the one who got the data and erased it because he wanted to know what his trigger conditions were, and he wouldn't want anyone else to know, because if they knew, then they would have the hold over his life. But no, it was the opposite.
そして社畜ちゃんは危惧していた通り外道ちゃんに殺されて、そのせいで外道ちゃんも死んでしまう。
ちょっとお待ちなさい。外道探偵が社畜さんを殺したとしてあの男はどのような方法で殺したと言いますの？
I hope they give us a timeline about how long the events are, because I could have sworn that like the lights went off and Renegade was gone for like a total of like 2 minutes or something.
社畜さんが殺される間際まで私と無能さんは外道探偵と交戦しておりましたのよ。外道探偵を擁護するようで気分はよくありませんが、彼にはブレーカーを落とすことも社畜さんを拘束することも不可能だったと思いますわ。
Yeah, that's the thing that got me so confused.
感電させたトリックはとても単純ですよ。犯人はとある手段を用いて感電のタイミングを操作してみせたんです。
That's the AC. Electrocution only requires an active current. In other words, you won't be shocked so long as the electricity isn't flowing. This case appears complex, but it's actually a fairly basic gimmick. The electrocution's timing was controlled by summoning competent, causing a blackout, making an announcement, causing a blackout. So let's look at this. So it's the distribution board, or no, it's the PC remote. Sorry, not the AC remote. Yeah. So they put a timer on it so that it can go off at any time. But the question is, how did Workaholic get tied up there? Yes, causing a blackout.
そう、犯人は意図的に停電を起こすことで感電のタイミングを操ったんですよ。
あの停電は確かに作為的でしたけど、停電中に感電をさせる準備など可能ですの？
The boy's a sharp one.
この施設で照明が消えるとライトなしでは前だって見えませんのに。
察しが悪い上流階級ですね。呆れつつも少女は聖母のような慈愛の心でもって解説を始める。
As she carries on with a benevolence rivaling the Virgin Mary's.
発見された時はこの状態。手錠が体に接していて水に濡れた状態なら簡単に感電するでしょう。
That is very, very true.
人をこの状態で拘束するのは難儀しそうですわね。ブレーカーが落ちてから再び照明が点灯するまでの数分ではとても難しそうですわ。
そうですね。ですが犯人は簡単な道具を用いて感電しない状態を作り出しました。
The culprit used a simple tool to create a setup that hindered electrocution. Is it the rubber
それ
bands?
が何なのかは無能探偵あなたならわかるでしょうと少女はいつもの仕返しと言わんばかりに質問する。
Oh man, I mentioned this, but like the third person stuff that she keeps saying, adding a little bit more context of what she's intending, is always kind of funny now. Passing the buck, as she so often did. The unexpected question startles me. But it's fine, I've been keeping up with our investigation, so a question like this is no problem at all. It was the rubber wristband.
近くの床に落ちていたゴム
Okay,
製
so
のリストバンド。
that's what it's for, okay.
それって研究室にも置かれていた来客用のゴムバンド？ロックの解除用に社畜ちゃんが身につけていたのはわかるとして、どうして現場にも落ちてたのか不思議だったわ。
We were so focused on the keycard aspect that we kind of just forgot, hey, yeah, it's rubber.
もちろん偶然じゃありません。犯人はこのリストバンドを生かして社畜さんを感電死させたんですよ。まず停電前の社畜さんはこ
Yeah,
のリストバンド
that
を
makes
手首に
sense.
つけられた状態で拘束されていた。その状態ならいくら電気が流れていたってリストバンドが絶縁体の役目を果たして感電を防げるという寸法です。
あとは停電の間にリストバンドを手首から外して電気を流せば感電は不可避。私たちが到着するまでの数分間感電し続ければどうあがいても死ぬという寸法です。と少女は無能探偵の推理を鮮やかにフォローした。
I think I may have misunderstood something. I think I may have misunderstood where the body was. It's just that like while we were walking over to the room where Renegade was in order to confront him, it seems like we took a different path. I think maybe the area where Workaholic was tied up against was actually like around the corner. So like we actually could not see this happen until we got out of the room and then we left and turned the corner and then we saw the scene. I kind of forgot. I probably should have paid attention more to the SRPG stuff when they had the map, but I believe it's a different room.
でも停電中だよ。あの暗闇の中、どうやってリストバンドを外したの？
Phosphorus paint.
あのリストバンドは地下牢の塗料と同じで
Phosphorescent, yeah.
暗闇で光る仕様なんだ。暗闇の中でも社畜さんの居場所を把握することは難しくない。もちろんあのブレーカーも狙って落としたもの。最初から全て仕組まれていた事件だったんだよ。
ではブレーカーを落とした人が犯人ですわね。誰が電気機器に触れてブレーカーを落としたんですの？
ブレーカーは一人でに自動で落ちたんです。
なんですって？そんなことできるわけないじゃありませんの。いくら私が世間知らずの上流階級であったとしてもなめないでいただきたいですわ。
それができるんです。そう、例えばもうすぐこの部屋の
Oh,
電気も消えます。
damn. He's like, I got the evidence prepared. 3, 2, 1.
電気が一人でに？
Damn, how good of a timing must he have? He's now like, I guess, ideal. He knew that like this conversation was gonna happen exactly at this second.
飛脚くん、ブレーカーを戻してきてもらえるかな。
任せて。
After a moment, the room's lights flicker back on.
ほら、手を触れずにブレーカーを落とせたでしょ。
もったいぶらずに早くトリックを教えなさい。上流階級にもわかるよ、丁寧にね。
Urged on by Posh, I begin my explanation.
僕らが研究室のエアコンをつけた時、風でマウスが動いて勝手に PC が起動したことを覚えてますか？
Wait, when we turn on the lab's AC, the airstream moved the mouse, causing the PC to boot up itself. I see.
覚えていますわ。スリープ状態にしてあった PC がエアコンの風でマウスが動いて起動したんですわよね。
Oh wow, they aimed the AC at the mouses. Oh wow. So they not only activated all the ACs, but they also woke up all the PCs as well.
あの時と同じ原理で全ての研究室の PC を同時に起動させたんですよ。研究室のエアコンは強力です。スリープ状態にしておけば一度に全ての PC を起動させることも可能だと思いませんか？
That is one powerful win though.
どんな家電も起動時が一番電力を食いますからね。あれだけの数の PC が一度に起動すれば瞬間的に電力が跳ね上がってブレーカーは落ちてしまいます。
それにエアコンには指定した時間に起動する機能もあります。事前に準備だけしておけばあとはエアコンが起動するのを待つだけでいいんです。
なるほど。このトリックを使えば自分の好きな時刻に停電させることが可能ですわね。
I kind of wondered who actually switched on the breaker again. It can't have been Watto or Posh, so it has to be one of the others. So it had to be either Renegade. No, it couldn't be Renegade, because if that was the case, he would have essentially died immediately. He wouldn't have time to get to the elevator. So it had to be one of the other people. So it had to be Techie, Doleful, Bookworm, or Gourmet.
芸道探偵はこのようにして私たちと交戦することでアリバイを作りつつ社畜さんを殺害してみせたということですわね。
でもその直後、下道探偵自身も無残な死を遂げた。無能くん、あの後下道探偵の身に何が起きたの？この事件の全容を教えて。
I really wish they would have explained a little bit more about how he killed or knocked out Workaholic in the first place, because that's the thing that's really bothering me the most in terms of the timeline. Because even if that's the case, Posh has been with Renegade the entire time that since she was kidnapped, I'm assuming, and that was like a good hour or so. And then we went to confront them, and that was also like additional time.
わかった。改めて一から順を追って説明するよ。異なる階層でほぼ同時に起きたこの複雑怪奇な事件の全容をね。前提としてこの事件はつながっているように見えて、実は全く別の事件。2つの死が結果的につながったことで起きたものだった。
Two separate events, but ultimately resulting in two connected deaths.
まず被害者の一人である社畜さんは、たとえ自分が死んでも下道探偵を殺せるようコマンドを発信していた。ルール上あとは僕がコマンドを発信するか、社畜さんが死ぬことで下道探偵の首は爆発する状態だったんだ。そうとは知らず、下道探偵は社畜さんと僕らを追い込むべく行動を始めた。
Man, if you think about it, on the bad ends where we died because we missed the block or something, Renegade just freaking exploded.
遺体の状態からしてきっと下道探偵は僕らを施設内アナウンスで呼び寄せる前に社畜さんと交戦し、どこかに拘束していたんだろうね。
Oh. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I think that's the major thing. I misinterpreted the location of the body. It must have been around a corner using an area where I did not go through in order to reach the room that he was in. Maybe that's why he picked a specific room so that we wouldn't encounter Workaholic. I see. Okay. So the fight happened before all this stuff happened. Okay.
家族さんを人質に取ることに成功した下道探偵は、ブレーカーを落とすための細工と社畜さんを感電死させるための準備を始めた。
Okay.
トリックはとてもシンプルだ。気絶させた社畜さんを手錠で拘束して、ゴムバンドで絶縁状態にし、手錠を電線とつなぐ。
Okay, so I guess he handcuffed Posh to the thing and then left because she couldn't really do anything. I kind of wish Posh told us that, like he left the room at some point, but I guess she just didn't know or wasn't
これでゴム
privy
バン
to
ド
it.
さえ外せば感電死させられる状態の完成。あとは呼びつけた無能さんとブレーカーが落ちるまでやり合えばトリックを完遂できますね。
おそらく無能さんへの嫌がらせじみた行動も私たちを分断させるための罠だったのでしょうね。結果的に私たちは人数の利を生かせずにバラバラに行動してしまったのですから。
This was a pretty epic CG. I'm really glad that Watto really like got his stuff together and just managed to beat arguably the most menacing of the people here.
僕らは結局あの男に踊らされっぱなしでしたね。下道探偵は計画通りブレーカーが落ちた隙に逃走。社畜さんを拘束してある通路まで走ります。ゴムバンドの発光を頼りに素早く社畜さんの腕からゴムバンドを引き剥がすと分電盤へと戻りブレーカーを上げた。すると
絶縁体を失った社畜さんはなすすべなく感電して同時に消火栓にも電気が流れて非常ベルが鳴るというわけだね。
That's what caused the alarm.
非常ベルが鳴ったのは偶然なのかもしれないわね。ほら、下道ちゃんってばたくさん首輪を持っていたじゃない。本当ならあれを爆破させることで私たちを誘導するつもりだったんじゃないかしら。
We did see the traps in the SRPG section.
つまりどちらにせよ私たちの注意を引くためにあのようなまどろこしい殺害方法を取ったわけですねと少女は結論を述べた。
きっとそうだよ。犯人の狙い通り非常ベルに気を取られた僕たちはエレベーターで地上への脱出を図る下道探偵に気づくのが遅れた。
So, was he within 10 meters of Workaholic though? I think the thing that's really throwing me off the most about this case is just the layout of where things are. I really should have paid attention a little bit more in the SRPG section of the puzzle. But I guess he had to be. And maybe there's a delay on the bomb because there's no way that he would have had the time to slip into the elevator after that happened.
でも下道探偵は社畜さんを殺すことが自分の首輪が起爆の条件を満たしてしまうことに気づけなかった。その結果下道探偵自身も死ぬことになって連鎖的に事件が発生。それぞれの異なる思惑が偶然重なった結果奇妙な構造を生むことになったんだ。
Wow. Huh. You know what? If the layout is how I imagined it to be right now, then I guess that kind of does make sense.
でもそうなると下道ちゃんの死に方が妙じゃないかしら。
捜査前に共有を受けた話ですと下道探偵の死因は首輪の爆発ではなくエレベーターに首を挟まれたことですわよね。
おそらくエレベーターの扉が不調で動かなかったんですよ。
Elevator doors wouldn't budge because it was broken.
この階にエレベーターがついた時も力ずくで開けましたよね。きっと下道探偵も同じ状況に陥ったんです。
そっか。下道探偵は片腕を失ってたから
Alright, he was missing an
首輪
arm.
の爆発でこじ開けようとしたんだね。
I was like, I thought he was like strong. Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
それでも生まれた隙間はわずかだったからなかなか出られずに苦労したんだ。そうしている間に
エレベーターが動き出して死んでしまったということですわね。あの下道探偵にしては少々おまぬけな最後なのが気になるところですけれど。
きっとさすがの下道探偵も焦っていたんだよ。エレベーターのボタンに押したら死ぬなんておかしな張り紙をするくらいだしね。
Ooh, actually, that sounds really unrealistic. He wouldn't have time to write that. Oh wait, that's a really weird thing to put up there. Because at that point the elevator was already moving, right? Oh wait, that's actually really weird.
僕らと違って下道探偵は首輪が起爆するまで猶予があることも知らないからね。気が動転しておかしな行動に出るのも不思議じゃないと思うんだ。
Okay, so he had time before his collar exploded. So even though it activated he would still have like a few seconds. I think it was 10, right? Yeah, 10 seconds. Essentially, each of these two deaths was inadvertently caused by the other. It seemed like an unsolvable double murder at first, but the perpetrator unwittingly took their own life when they killed Workaholic. The culprit is obvious. Wow, yeah, we're actually accusing a dead person, so based on everything that we discussed, it's only him.
機動探偵こそが今回の2つの事件を引き起こした犯人。
That's still kind of weird though. I don't think he would have enough time to write that letter. Yeah, and then stick it there. Suddenly, the face Renegade wore in his death flashes through my mind.
機動探偵は笑っていた。
How do you know that? He should have been panicking as his doom drew near. That explained why he did something so illogical. But his satisfied expression gives me pause. So, because like when Dolful showed that like, oh, we found his head. I don't know how, but maybe he had a satisfied expression on his face, even though that's really weird to have when your head got blown off, but yeah.
僕の推理は正しいのか?
Something is really weird about this. I do agree. I think the thing that's getting me the most is the note that he left, because it just feels like it wouldn't really make much sense to do that. If Renegade Detective's the culprit, this case is closed. The most suspicious person of all got what was coming to him, death. Workaholic and Renegade, their bond ended in mutual destruction. It leaves a bitter taste, but from here, all we need to do is wait for help without any further mishaps. It's the best option, it's the best outcome for us. So why am I still so uneasy?
そうか。
I realize why my concern lingers. It's my lack of faith in my own abilities. In the end, I still have no confidence. Until now, Holmes had always been there to keep me afloat. When I was uncertain, she'd smile and tell me that it was okay. She was my courage. But now she's nowhere to be found. Not having her here really hits home just how much support she gave me.
ホームズさん、僕のこの推理は正しいんですか? 教えてください。もう一度姿を見せてください。
That sounds like he's saying it out loud. What? Just then, sparks flare past my eyes, and my perfectly clear vision goes white. Are we getting a denouement? Wait, why?
この光景は
最後の最後でこんな結末を見てしまうとは、やはり理想探偵の役割など担うものではないな。
If this is a vision at the end of the tunnel, it seems like is she saying we're gonna die? We got a denouement of our death? I hear the voice of someone I've longed to see.
サイカちゃん。
That name from so long ago slips past my lips. Holmes offers a sweet smile in reply.
ああ、よかった。やっとその名前で呼んでくれたな。
After we finally remembered everything.
君も思い出した通り、私は君からさん付けなどされる女じゃなかったんだ。なんだかずっと脇腹をまさぐられているような心地でむずがゆかったよ。
どうしてずっと姿を見せてくれなかったの？それにこの空間って。
最初に言っただろう。今の私は死に際の後悔が生んだ残留思念だ。私はかつて君に守られたことで君の担うはずだった理想探偵としての運命を肩代わりした。
The residual thought.
だが情けなくも志半ばで八つ咲き校に敗れ命を落とした。このままでは何も知らない君にもう一度理想探偵の役割を担わせてしまう。その罪悪感が生んだ存在こそ今の私だ。故に君が全てを思い出した今、お役御免となったわけさ。
Okay. So she didn't actually want him to be ideal, but like because now he has become ideal, she no longer has like a purpose. Her thought is going to essentially dissipate.
徐々に意識の落ちる時間が伸びていったのも君の記憶が取り戻されていたからだよ。
Yeah, her mission is complete.
果たすべき使命を全うするに従って私の存在は脆弱になっていったのさ。間もなく私の意識は完全に消滅し、二度と会話することも叶わなくなる。詩的に語るならば二度目の死というやつかな。
二度目の死って ないってこと？
そうなるかな。
待ってよ。ようやく君のことを思い出せたのに、そんなのあんまりだよ。
I reach my hand out to touch Psycho, but my hand slips through her like I'm grasping at fog. I can see her so clearly, yet I can't even feel her.
そんな、前は夢の中なら触れられたのに。
悲しまないでくれ、ワト君。本当なら私はあの時、君とろくに言葉も交わせずに死んでいたんだ。悲劇ばかり見せるエンドシーングなど心底嫌いだったが、こうして私たちをもう一度出会わせてくれたのだから、少しは感謝しないとな。
I didn't even think about that. Because denouement or denouement only shows you like the death of in the future, you only see death. So it didn't even occur to me that it'd be like a negative thing. Just like how photographic memory allows you to recall everything you've seen, but it could also be too traumatic for some people because you see traumatic events even more clearly. So, it is a double-edged sword.
やだよ。まだ行かないでよ、サイカちゃん。まだ僕は探偵として全然未熟だよ。君と話したいことがたくさんあるんだ。もっとそばでたくさんのことを教えてよ。
ワト君、ずるいな、君は。やっと死ねると思ったのに、最後の最後に未練ができてしまったじゃないか。
Saika stretches her hand towards my face. It's transparent, like glass. The scenery beyond us is visible in her tearful eyes.
だけど、悲しんでいる暇なんてないよ。君が今目の当たりにしているこの光景は、この先の未来で起こりうる悲劇だ。
Oh, that's the bad feeling that Watto had. It was a cause from the denouement. It's because like he thinks, okay, every dangerous factor is gone now. All we need to do is wait because I can trust the people in my group, right? But she's saying that no, there's still like the sign of death coming. Your denouement is telling you that it's not over yet. Therefore, something's up and you have to find out what it is, or else everyone will die. So that thing is still here. So that means the Courting Duke is still amongst the people in our party. Oh, I turn only to be confronted by mountains of corpses, more than I've ever seen. What the heck? That is a lot of dead bodies. Like a lot. What kind of vision is this? It's far different from any other premonition I've had. This vivid collage of death borders on fantastical.
何が起きたって言うんだ。
死体以外に情報を読み取れない点から察するに、まだ惨劇の気配しか捉えていないのだろう。だがこのままではいずれ大量の人死にが発生することは間違いない。私も八崎港事件を捜査するうちにこの未来を予知したよ。だからこそ対策をせいて本部にみんなを招集までした。
So she saw this before, and now we're seeing it. She's like, oh no, the tragedy is still here. It hasn't been prevented yet.
その判断も八崎港は読んでいたのかもしれないがな。
でも一番疑わしかった外道探偵は死んだんだよ。八崎港はもういなくなったはずなのに、どうして？
この未来を見ていることが答えさ。ワト君、君も内心では気づいているだろう。
They're invincible.
あの八崎港がこうも簡単に死ぬわけない。
I can't argue back. I know it to be true. My hunch became a certainty the moment I saw the departed renegade's face. The Courting Duke lives. The case will continue if he escapes the island. All the tragedies that befell us would be for naught.
この死体の山は、この先で生まれる八崎港事件の犠牲者たちなんだね。
ああ、おそらくな。死に様は異なるだろうが、相当数の死体が並ぶことは間違いないだろう。
How much information would you have to see in order to see this vision?
君は自分でも目を背けたくなるような悲劇の可能性を眼前に突きつけられたというわけさ。これこそがエンドシーイングの呪縛だよ。理想探偵として生きる者は決して悲劇から目を背けることができない。悲劇を覆すことを義務付けられる。
So, like, the thing I'm thinking about now is that, like, Renegade was such a wild card, right? And he did a whole bunch of stuff. I was kind of surprised to see him actually dead. I thought he'd maybe die in the last case, but clearly he's dead. But there's still some things that we are not completely certain of, and that's the thing that's got me kind of curious, to be honest. Like the note that he wrote, that's really weird. And now the fact that he was smiling when he died, so I think maybe that's an indication of something, that like, because he smiled when he died, it's clear that he knew he was gonna die, maybe not from detonation, but he was trying to do something, and I kind of wonder what that is.
もしかしたら下道探偵に殺されていた方がまだマシだったと思う日も来るかもしれないな。
Saika chuckles as if to intimidate me.
さてワト君、これから君はどうする？先ほど言った通り、もう私は君を手助けすることはできない。今後は一人で悲劇と向き合っていく必要がある。
You know, Saika starts to disappear in this chapter, and even though I really like her character, I do think that was a good choice because it really showed how Wato was able to handle things on his own. Saika was such a crutch for the majority of the cases. He always kept referring back to her, getting information, getting confidence. But this time, the only time she was really helpful was in her fight against Renegade. And that didn't really have to do with solving the mystery. Oh, the mystery side was all solved by Wato, so I thought that was a really good choice.
この島で体験したような悲劇との開口が日常となる。幸せとは言い難い過酷な毎日。北条ワトとして生きることすら難しいだろう。それでも君は理想探偵としての役割を担う覚悟はあるか？
Saika's purple eyes pierces through me. Oh, not hydrangeas? Huh? When I first arrived here, I wouldn't have been able to answer. I knew nothing back then. I had even forgotten my own past. I didn't even realize I was experiencing a reunion 10 years in the making. In fact, for all that time, I believed my false memories. I thought I couldn't save her. I led a carefree life that forced a cruel fate on Saika. Now that I remembered it all, I can't fathom fleeing from it. I refuse to. Because above all else...
もう、サイカちゃんを死なせるわけにはいかない。
That's a bit late, man.
今なら、警道探偵の言っていた意味もよくわかるよ。
Like how they were both chasing after Ideal?
僕は結局、サイカちゃんを守りきることができなかった。今こうして、二度も死なせてしまいそうになってる。だけど、もう、死なせない。
I wonder if he's gonna do like the thing that he said before, where it's like, ideal, that's not what I want to be. I want to still be incompetent so that I can still strive to improve. Even if I'm like a better detective now, I still don't want to be ideal yet. And that might make it so that ideal sticks around because he isn't going to be ideal.
君が背負ってきた運命ごと、僕は君の命を背負って生きていくって決めたんだ。
本当にいいのか？まだ引き返すことはできるよ。
Taking responsibility for your life. Actually, no, I think he might be doing the opposite. I think he might have accepted the responsibilities as ideal.
私の言葉も思い出した過去もエンドシーイングの能力だって全部妄想だと思えばそれでいいんだ。それだけで君はこれまで通り平凡に生きられる。それでも君は探偵として生きるつもりなのか？
Oh, I'm kind of curious. I can't save. Oh well, I gotta go with I am.
僕は探偵として生きるよ。きっと探偵をやめた方が楽だろうけど、悲劇から目を背けるのはもう嫌なんだ。まだまだ未熟だし、サイカちゃんには全然追いつけないかもしれないけど。理想探偵の役割を全うしてみせる。
He's gonna be ideal. He's reclaimed his throne.
そうか。やっぱり君は全てを知ってもなお過酷な道を選ぶんだな。10年前から何も変わらない。いつも一人で全てを抱え込んでばかりの大バカだ。なんて言っても意味はないか。 君の堅くなさは10年前から知っている。
Aww.
そんな君だからこそ私は憧れたんだからな。
Man, I'm really glad she came back as a ghost because I really like the interactions between these two. It's really sad, a shame to see her die, but like, I'm really glad we got more interactions.
サイカちゃん。
Oh, Saika's body grows hazy, like a fine mist. Yeah, she's disappearing now. Oh man. I reach out, but she still escapes my grasp. I finally caught up to her, and yet now, I can't even touch her.
ワト君、本音を言うとね、君には何も思い出さずにいてほしかったんだ。このまま何も思い出さなければ、私の未練は消えず、ずっとワト君のそばにいられる。君はまた嫌な過去に目を向ける必要だってなくなると思ったんだ。
Yeah.
そんなこと君が望むわけもないのにな。
だから10年前のことを教えてくれなかったんだね。
That is a very... Actually, that's a good reason as to why she didn't tell him. Because, yeah, if she told him, he would have, you know, grown to be the ideal detective a lot faster. But she, even as a residual thought, as a lingering spirit, she still wants to spend more time with him. So even though she was willing to share for the sake of Watto, she didn't want to. She wanted to spend more time. Aww.
そうさ、身勝手な女だろ。結局最初から最後まで私の個人的な都合で君を振り回したに過ぎない。
That makes so much sense because I kept going like, man, just tell us. And she said it's for your own good, but honestly, she just wanted to spend more time. So it was actually because, like she said, for her own purposes. Wow, huh? This actually kind of hits, you know?
存分に恨んでくれ。私は初めから君が憧れるような探偵ではなかったのさ。
やめるはずがないよ。君は誰よりも理想探偵の役割を担う大変さを理解している。だから僕がかつて理想探偵だったことも、君が肩代わりしてくれたことも隠したかったんだよね。君だって10年前から変わらない。いつだって誰かをかばってばかりのお人よしじゃないか。
This is what happens when two self-sacrificing people meet each other and essentially like fall in love. I think it just kind of results in tragedy, not gonna lie.
ずっと思い出せずにいて本当にごめんね。こんな僕のことを思い続けてくれてありがとう、サイカちゃん。
Saika's expression flickers as tears well up in her eyes. Then her face crinkles into a broad smile.
現金だな、私も。お礼などを求めていなかったというのに、いざ君の言葉を聞くとこのざまだよ。理想の探偵を演じ続けるのは並大抵の道ではない。きっとこの先これまで以上の悲劇と対面していくことになるだろう。されど今の君ならばきっと平気だ。どんな悲劇だって覆せる最高の探偵になれるよ。
Saika continues to dissipate, seemingly melting into the world around her.
理想探偵を演じ続けた者として最後のアドバイスだ。エンドシーイングの本質は未来の余地ではなく全てを見ること。
It sees all.
今の君になら過去に訪れた場所でも異なるものが見えるだろう。この1週間の出来事を振り返り、その力で真実を見極めてみるといい。
Visit a place you've been before and you'll likely discover something new. Reflect upon the events of this past week and use your powers to find the truth. What does that mean? A place that you've been before? Like the coffin that we came in or the locker? Maybe the manor again or like the underground lab? I mean, we've already been... I don't know.
初歩的なことですね、ホームズさん。
君との名探偵ごっこは楽しかったよ。
It's been fun.
ワトソン君。
Oh my god. God damn it. Oh my god. She called him Watto-san-kun. Like Watson. And his name is Watto. Oh, I understand the pun. Oh, that was a good moment. Ultimately, I failed to save Saika. By the time I remembered it all, it was far too late. I never got to repay her. That leaves only one thing left for me to do.
さあ、反撃開始と行こう。君の手で、この国に起ころうとしている最強最悪の悲劇、八つ咲港事件を覆すんだ。
Okay. Are we gonna get the results screen soon?
約束する。必ず、八つ咲港事件を解決に導いてみせるよ。
Okay, so the last case, chapter 6, is gonna be the case of the quartering duke. Which makes sense. I make this vow to one I cannot see, the one who is everything to me. Whew.
さん、無能さん、急に固まってどうしたんですの？
Oh man, you wouldn't believe what I just saw.
ごめんなさい。僕、どれくらいぼーっとしていましたか？
It has been 5 seconds.
1分少々じゃないかしら。なんですの？もしや寝不足ですの？
ええ、そんなものです。
Wait, does that mean like Posh is like the only one that knows that we can see the future? Because of all the stuff that Renegade was saying when we were fighting him? Maybe I had one of those waking dreams just now. Then again, whatever it was doesn't really matter. It isn't gonna change what I have to do.
家族さん、僕を信じてください。
Onegaishimasu.
無能さん？
I don't care that if that was a dream, an illusion, or even a hallucination. All I know for certain is that it's too early to say that we've resolved these paradox killings.
僕は社畜さんを殺したのは下道探偵だと考えていましたが、結論を出すにはまだ早いことに気づきました。
はい？何を言っていますの？誰がどう考えても下道探偵が犯人としか考えられないじゃありませんの。
ええ、多くの証拠がその事実を示しています。でも一つだけどうしても腑に落ちない点があるんです。
腑に落ちない点？
Is it gonna be the writing the note? Or his smile?
探偵が死ぬ間際に
Smile, yes.
笑って死んでいることですよ。下道探偵にとっては無念の死のはず。
I think he was trying to use his death to do something. In that
命を
case.
背負うことに執着していたあいつが社畜さんを殺してすぐ死ぬなんて悔しいはずなんです。
確かにそうですけど。
Does your face really like stick in the position when you die if your head gets chopped off? I would have thought that like all your muscles would kind of stop working and it just kind of lands in whatever position that it kind of is in, like naturally. It's because Renegade Detective tried so hard to kill me that I understand his mentality so well. The irony is almost too much. But much like Saika in my dreams just now, the smile on his lifeless face showed not a single sign of regret. Something must have happened right before he died to give him that satisfaction.
でも根拠はないんだよね。
下手に行動を起こせば敵側の罠にかかるリスクも増えます。それでも捜査を続けるんですか？
何か確信していることがあるようね。
私たちを説得するだけの材料を提示してくださいよ。
Concrete.
少女は要求する。
ごめん。飛躍くんの言う通り、具体的な根拠はないんだ。あえて言うなれば、僕の探偵としての勘かな。
Literally, like the denouement was like shh.
魔界さんからすべての物事には理由があることを教わった。
Bookworm's like, you said mystic, I believe you.
ヤマトさんから一度信じたらブレるなと励まされた。
Ah, we're pulling out all the emotions for the grand finale.
守り抜く強さを知ることができた。
This is for you, Techie. Oh, and
島で
Dolful.
学んだからこそわかる。まだ輪郭のないぼやけた推理だけど、下道探偵の死には隠された謎があるって感じるんだ。救助が来るまでの間、もう少しだけ僕に協力してくれないかな。下道探偵の死について、いや、この島で起きたすべての事件について、もう一度考える時間が欲しいんだ。
In that case, I feel like Renegade was trying to give us a hint in his death, and once he found out that someone was going to kill him in the way that he was thinking, he was like, "Ah, I got him." Everyone falls silent at my petition. Going off a totally unfounded hunch ought to disqualify me as a detective. Back when I first arrived, I'm sure they'd all laughed at me. However,
無能探偵が言うなら協力します。あなたの言葉なら信頼できますからね。
Yes, yes, we have trust.
少々
いい顔になったわね、無能ちゃん。いいわ。お姉さんもあなたに協力してあげる。一緒に八つ咲公を捕まえましょうね。
実は僕も無能さんと同じ気持ちでした。皆さんの死を無駄にしないためにも、ここはリスクを冒してでも捜査を続けましょう。僕は君の選択を信じるよ、無能くん。僕の力が必要な時はいつでも頼ってね。
まったくリーダーは私だというのに身の程知らずの庶民ですこと。
I feel like this sort of progression feels very realistic in terms of how people trust him, even though it's only been like 10 days, I believe. Maybe even 9 or 9.5. But he's shown immense growth and, you know, earned the trust of the people around him. It all started with basically like Dolphin and Armor, mainly Armor, and then it kind of extended to Bookworm, extended to Techie, extended to Gourmet, and now even Posh. So it just feels like, it feels very realistic.
まあ良いでしょう。部下の熱意を無理にするなど上司としてあってはなりませんからね。リーダーとして私もあなたに協力して差し上げますわ。この島で散っていった皆さんのためにも必ず真相を解き明かしてみせますわよ。
ありがとうございます。皆さん。
I'm still so inexperienced. I could never call myself an ideal detective. Incompetent is a much more appropriate word for me. But I'm not alone. I have friends I can trust. We survive through life and death ordeals together, after all. Even as we go up against the most fearsome serial killer of all time, I'm not afraid, so as long as they're with me.
僕たちで覆しましょう。この島で起きた全ての悲劇を。
With that, we make the decision to revisit every case that's happened up until now. But not one moment later, we receive an unexpected transmission.
皆さん、探偵同盟本部から連絡が来ました。
About time!
電波は届かないはずじゃ。
おそらく通信システムを搭載した船でこの島の近くまで来てくれたんです。地上に上がってこられてよかったですね。
The moment we're like, let's spend this time that we haven't been picked up yet investigating this murder. We're about to get picked up. Damn it!
では早速、届いたメッセージを読み上げますね。
Everyone clusters around Techie, looking at the laptop balanced atop his knees. Displayed on the screen is a brief, blunt order. Oh, wow, we have a new CG just for this. What's the order gonna be?
八つ咲公事件については、もう捜査の必要はない。
Wow.
救助へ向かうから何もせずに待機せよ。だって。
Oh, wait. Techie's laptop is not an Apple laptop. No, it's a pipe for the sophisticated detective types. Perhaps we had yet to see how deeply the malice surrounding the quartering Duke killing swirls. Wow, it's gonna end like that? Okay. Case overview. Victim, workaholic detective. Huh. I thought it'd say both of them, but alright. Culprit, renegade detective, presumed. Cause of death, electrocution. Sequence, the culprit caused a blackout, resulting in workaholic being shocked when power returned. Renegade died... Oh wait, notes. Renegade died by accident in haste to flee after workaholic's death. Triggered his collar, but something's off. He looked happy. Next chapter.
Hey, 皆さん、おはこんばんにちグッドイブニング。我が輩は八つ咲コーナー。前回までね。
Still without any past felonies on my record. Yes, of course. I didn't kill anyone. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go on a little bit more, just to make this a little bit longer.
というわけで、連日配信してきたこの八つ咲ライブも、残念ながら次が最終回。我が輩、普通の公職に戻ります。
Oh yeah, they're like, yep, this is it. This is the last one. The last one.
記念すべき最終回では、巷で話題の我が輩の好きすぎる集団ストーカー、探偵同盟について語っちゃう予定だぞ。
Oh. So usually the Quartering Duke usually talks about like the past or the motivations behind why the killer in the previous one would do something like that, or at least based off their characteristics. Like after Shibuya admitted to doing the crime, or Rowdy, oh no, not Rowdy, Downtown, he talked about like the cases or why Downtown would follow the Quartering Duke, and then with the Workaholic, it was like why Workaholic would, you know, dive himself into work to forget all the bad stuff he did. And then he did it for Renegade, but now Renegade's also the culprit again, so he's like, I can't talk about him again, I already did. We'll talk about something else. The DA.
ネット上ではさも英雄視されていて正義の味方扱いされている彼らだけど実態はどうなのかな。テレビの前の良い子のみんなも気になるよね。結論から言うとクソ以下。
Okay, oh, that's pretty bad.
あれは悪による事件の対策を目的として国の都合で作られた組織を前身とする犯罪者集団だ。我が輩が言うのもなんだが書き手を催す邪悪というやつだよ。
So, in the perspective of the Quartering Duke, he finds the DA to be evil because he thinks that the Dayless Knight is doing something right. And, I mean, technically, the DA or the secret police have done some really terrible stuff, so, like, it's hard to really absolutely counter that. But, on the other hand, so have the Dayless Knight. I think it's just a matter of perspective for him.
昔は個人をさらっては人体実験を繰り返していてね。名探偵として名高い偽装探偵もその実験の結果生まれた存在さ。かくいう我が輩も探偵同盟の前身である機密警察とやらに人体実験を受けて人ならざる力を得る羽目になった境遇でね。いずれ復讐してやろうと10年以上も気を伺っていたのさ。
Okay, so we're confirming that that person is one of the children that were kidnapped. Or at least, maybe not necessarily children, but most likely children. And after a decade to exact revenge. So, Renegade said that they called him Invincible, so does that mean Invincible Detective is not the Quartering Duke? Maybe related, but not necessarily?
そして時は来た。我が輩は奴らを徹底的に潰すために入念な計画を立て今まさしく実行中だよ。今頃探偵同盟の本部はアビー教官の地獄絵図だろうね。想像を巡らせるだけで花瓶を叩き割ったみたいに胸がスッとするな。
So are all these Quartering Duke sections happening before they're actually on the island? Or maybe it's happening when they're on the island, but it seems like they gotta be pre-recorded and like sent somewhere, like televised or something. So that really shows you how much in the future the Quartering Duke can really see into. Maybe not necessarily like a denouement, but at the very least they must be extremely intelligent in order to know everything that's gonna happen, including who's gonna kill who. So like, holy crap. Well, he also says, it breaks my heart like breaking a vase. Oh boy, that happened before.
信じられない。まあそうだよね。わかるよ。論より証拠だ。今頃現実世界の我が輩は探偵同盟の罪を糾弾する証拠集めのために奴らの本部を奔走中だろう。次の配信で君たちにとびっきりビビッドでエモーショナルでエクセレントな証拠をお見せすることを約束するよ。
Damning evidence.
正義のヒーローが史上最強のヴィランに転ずる瞬間だ。最高にエンターテインメントだろう。
I'm wondering what the motive behind the Quartering Duke is. Is it going to be beyond revenge or something else? Because at the moment he's just saying, oh yeah, they're actually terrible people. I'm just here to take revenge. That's very possible, but like, I feel like there's probably going to be more.
これを見ている探偵同盟の諸君。我が輩を止められるものなら止めてみせてごらん。まあもっとも、君たちには分かっていても止められないだろうがね。
Ooh. We finally received word from the headquarters. They urge all the detectives still remaining on the island not to investigate any further. Attached to the message is a video of the Quartering Duke's latest irreverent broadcast.
何なんだこの映像。八崎公は今この島の中にいるってこと？
おそらくそうでしょう。だからこそ僕らに捜査をやめるよう指示を出したと考えれば自然です。
Does he think that if we continue to investigate, we'll get killed?
それ以外にも本部側で何か情報を掴んでいる可能性も考えられますが。掴んだって何を？僕らの捜査をわざわざ止めるほどの情報なの？
きっと探偵同盟の始祖にして序列のトップ、始祖探偵ヴィドクからの連絡ですわね。
It's Vidok!
相変わらず人間味のかけらもないメッセージですこと。残された探偵たちを心配する言葉が何もないなんてありえませんわ。
さて、これからどうしましょうか。例のライブ映像を見る限り、
Among Us!
私たちの中に八崎公がいる可能性も考えられます。下手に動かない方が良いかもしれませんよ。と、少女は苦々しげに言った。
そうだね。本部から通達が来るほどなんだ。きっと何かしらの事情があるんだと思う。でも、おとなしく待ってなんていられないよ。僕らは僕らで予定通り捜査を続けよう。
さすがは私の一番の部下。
Number
良い
one!
ことを言いますわ。こんな指示に従う義理などございません。さあ、私たちは独自の調査を進めましょう。
いいんでしょうか。と、少女は生真面目な性分をにじませながら問いかけた。
良いに決まっておりますわ。ヴィドクは探偵としては優れているかもしれませんが、人としての心がありません。これほど仲間を失ってきた私たちにじっとしていろですって？そんなこと無理に決まっているでしょうに。
I do kind of wonder about this. Is this for for our own sake, or is this for the sake of the investigation that Vidok is actually doing this? I mean, Posh says that he's heartless, but we don't actually, we've never met this person before. And I wonder if we'll end up seeing a character design for this person. It's at the very end of the game, and he doesn't, I don't know. I hope we do, but I don't know if they have enough, if they are actually going to show him.
僕も家族さんと同じ気持ちです。思えば、この島での出来事は不可解な点が多すぎます。どうしてわざわざ島に探偵たちを呼び寄せたのか。職員たちはなぜ抵抗もできずに死んでいったのか。結局最初の事件で老子探偵を殺した犯人は誰だったのか。
I'm glad they're going back to Senior Detective because A, we don't actually know much about Senior Detective. We don't really understand the motive other than to kill a whole bunch of people. I want to see it's basically I want to see more about him. I'm sure that we're gonna get more about him this chapter. Maybe that's the murder we're going to revisit because that's the only one where we were not able to confirm a culprit. Huh, that's actually a interesting thing. That's gonna kind of be like V3 where we revisit the first case to find out that something that we thought was true was gonna be not true. Something was off, or maybe there's more evidence to change our opinion on the first case.
いくら組織がダメだと言おうとも前に進みましょう。それが死んでいった皆さんのためでもあると思います。
はいみんなちょっとクールダウンしましょうね。
Gourmet approaches the group, carrying a tray with enough soup for everyone.
気合たっぷりなのはいいけど、このままだと空回りしちゃうわよ。
Yes,
事件の
food.
捜査もやっと一段落ついたんだし、まずはご飯を食べて英気を養いましょ
う。そうですね。ありがとうございます、美食さん。
これ竜宮院印の和風松茸スープじゃありませんの。私大好物なのですわ。
Oh, this make me hungry.
パンも見つけたから焼いてくるわね。先にスープを飲んで体を温めておくといいわ。
We graciously accept the meal, helping ourselves to the soup that we lounge on the lobby sofas. Oh, as we lounge on the lobby sofas. The mushroom's flavor is pungent, blending in nicely with the bonito flakes and kombu broth. A pleasant feeling envelops my tired body. My mind starts wandering, either that, or I must be really spent, the way my eyes start to droop. Then I notice the others slumped up against the sofas, already sound asleep. Are we being drugged? An alarm bell goes off in my head, but nonetheless, my consciousness remains unaroused as my eyelids grow heavier, still. Through my hazy field of vision, I spot Gourmet in the distance. I can only vaguely make out her expression, but even so, I feel intensely about her that I've never seen before. Oh boy, is she doing something to us, or did she just want us to get rest? Oh, wait, or is she working with the DA to make sure that we don't continue our investigation?
ごめんなさいね。無能ちゃん。これも、世界のためなの。
For the greater good. I think it might be the latter. Those are the last words I hear before my consciousness fades to nothing. I think she's following the DA order where it's like, we can't investigate. We're gonna stop you right here. And we'll take you off the island, etc. We'll help you, but like, you gotta stop the investigation. Oh boy, but yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here. Pretty much, I believe this is the beginning of chapter 6. We've gone through a lot, and now we've solved the truth behind Workaholic's death, at the very least. But we're still kind of uncertain, apparently, about Renegades, and it also seems like we've lost our most important ally in Saika, as she kind of, I guess, passes on, because we are now competent. But now I kind of like this. We're fully focused on the case of the Quartering Duke now, not just waiting for stuff to happen, but rather we're going to fully commit our forces into solving this, I think, maybe, unless we're going to wake up and be like on the boat on our way back to the mainland. But yeah, we'll solve the case of the Quartering Duke next time. And until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!